Good morning, St. Francis. Good morning, people of God. It is Friday, the 27th day of October, 2023, Friday of the 29th week of the year, the 29th week in Ordinary Time. Coming to you this morning from a quiet campus. We've had Mass this morning at 9 o'clock, but our schools are closed. It was to be a service day for the parish and the schools, but something happened, and so now it just became a day off, an extra day off. So it's quiet, and it's probably good that it's quiet because, as you may be here behind me, it is tree trimming day also here at the parish. So a lot of our trees that are around our parking lots and what have you are being trimmed so that they can grow more fruitfully. Very Franciscan thing to kind of do. So on this day, on this Friday of the 29th week of the year, we have, I think this is the day that I unfortunately landed on 2 Fridays ago and did the reflection on those readings instead of on the readings. There's some of the branches on the ground. And did those readings instead of the readings that were for the day. So what more could I say about today's readings? Not much. But I think, again, if you look at Paul and the letter to the Romans, it's still going on. I think we have a couple more days of it. For finally we're past it into something else. But what Paul, again, in his own interpretations or in his own assessments of our physicality, does in sort of demeaning our physicality, in demeaning the fact that we are flesh and blood, demeaning the fact that we are created as human beings and not just as spirits or as souls, that his negative attitude towards all of that has continued to shape and affect our faith in a way it should never have done so. So it's always, I don't think there's been a psychological study of Paul, but I think there needs to be a psychological study of Paul from what we can glean from whatever it is that he's written and what we do know about him, as to why he took such a bad turn in looking at the human body. Like I said before, yes, there was a lot of crazy things perhaps happening in first century Rome that would probably shock us in many ways, because anything in a century outside of our own would shock us, I think, because we are just so limited in our understandings and in our farsightedness of things. But it seems as though that there was something that was really bothersome to Paul about this human body that we have been created to live in and exist in. And so this constant demeaning of it, this constant debasing of it, this constant trying to keep it in check, source of evil, etc., led many people and led to many heresies, even in Paul's time, and then soon after, in which the body was considered, the abode of the devil, the abode of demons, again, only the abode of sin, and it had to be eliminated so that the spirit can be set free, the soul can be set free, and and everything can go back to God, in that way. What that does is negate the wonder and beauty of creation. Again, like I've said before, one of the consequences of eating a piece of fruit you weren't supposed to eat at the beginning of time is not the fact that creation becomes evil, or that even we become evil. Again, God creates clothing for the man and the woman when they can't stand the sight of themselves naked in Genesis 3. So with nothing is made evil because it has its origin in God. But if we read Paul too closely, if we just read Paul as it is, that makes it seem as though all creation is evil. We are evil, the source of evil, and in many ways we have to be eliminated. And that is not good. That is not good at all. It may have helped his followers embrace a different way of being and acting, again, because the question could have been, well, how does a Christian act differently than we, who are regular Romans and Greeks and what have you, act? And this is kind of what Paul is getting at, but he does so in a way that goes into the extremes, in not wanting the body to be seen as something, that is a source of evil. And it isn't. It is good. And in many ways, the body is neutral. It is what we do with it. It is what we do with our bodies, that either brings glory or brings woe. And the idea is to make your body bring glory. But that's not by demeaning it. It's not by negating it. It's not by depriving it. It's not by doing any of those kinds of things that would harm the body. We are created as flesh and blood. We are created as spirit in the flesh. And so that is something that we have to begin to integrate and begin to experience and begin to witness and live out in our lives. The gospel, again, like I said before, it's Luke, again, about settling affairs differences that you have with people before they get worse. And that's a good thing to know. This is great advice. You know, if you have an issue with somebody, do not let it linger. It's difficult, yes. It's challenging, yes, and it's anxiety ridden, perhaps, and things like that. But to keep things that are not right with one another does not help ever. It does not solve anything, does not resolve anything. It just makes things worse. And so Jesus brings this very practical word, you know, to this practical message, you know, to the people who are listening to him then and the people who are listening to him today. Basically, do what needs to be done to continue to maintain relationship, to continue to build up relationship, to continue to help people realize the more and the wonder of what it means to be in friendship, in love, and in care with one another. Because if we let the other things get in the way of that, we lose out on so much. A blessed day, St. Francis and people of God. May the Lord give you his peace.